And the outline is this masterclass session will last no longer than 30 minutes. And I'm going to go through the 5 biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to running. And then we're going to go through and we're going to announce the prize winner. And then we're going to go through and give you our slow running course details. And then my commitment is I will stay on Zoom as long as it takes to get all of your questions answered at the end of this session. Okay, so anything directly for me, please save them until the end, right? So we're going to start. This never works to begin with. Hold on a seckie. How do I do that? Okay. We're going to start by going through the 5 biggest mistakes people make when it comes to running, okay? Because what we did is while we've had this pop-up Facebook group going, we've got quite technical and we've done the detail, haven't we? We've spoken about running form and breathing techniques and heart rate and nose breathing and foot placement. And now we need to zoom out and look at the basic stuff. And if we put those 2 together, then you will be on the road to becoming a sustainable runner that knows exactly how to fall in love with running, okay? So mistake number 1 that people make is they focus on more than one thing. And I see that in this Facebook group, and I keep saying it, but people are going out and they're so enthusiastic and they're feeling really inspired, but they're going out and they're thinking of the pizza box and the helium balloon and the foot placement. They're thinking about too many things at once. And I think it's always better to focus on one thing at a time. And in fact, I know this to be true because I reassuringly found out a few years back, did you know it's impossible to multitask? If you want to do anything well, you should focus on one thing at a time. And if you need any confirmation of this, there's actually a book. I've got it in my office and it's called The One Thing by Gary Keller. And it goes into detail about all the reasons why we should only focus on one thing at a time. And to put it in perspective, I was thinking about this earlier, right? I had a friend ages ago that was looking to lose weight. So she rang me up and said she was going to start following a keto diet, right? And my friend has a habit of stopping and starting things and swapping and changing. So I said, that's great. Keto, I know loads of people that have got great results on keto. Just make sure that you focus on one thing and follow your keto diet for a period of time. And I suggested 6 to 12 weeks to see whether it works for her because I knew it would do. And on day 5, she rang me up and said that she hadn't lost any weight, right? And I'm thinking, why are you weighing yourself after 5 days anyway? You should at least leave it 7 days, but she hadn't lost any weight. So she had a brainwave, and her brainwave was, she'd done Slimming World the previous year, so she was going to get some Slimming World recipes and follow the principles of keto. And I'm like, oh, this is a recipe for disaster because she's no longer focusing on one thing. And if any of you know, Slimming World is high carb, low fat. It gets results for people. Keto is the complete opposite. It's low fat, it's high fat, low carbs, right? It gets results. But when you combine them together, they do not work. And lo and behold, I spoke to my friend sometime later and she hadn't lost any weight. 6 weeks, 12 weeks, no matter how long she left it, she had lost no weight. In fact, I think she put a little bit of weight on and she started to mess up with her metabolism, okay? So going forward, make sure that you focus on one thing. And if you are joining our slow running course, this is going to be easy because we have got your back. We offer you a results guarantee program. You don't need to think about anything. But if you're looking to go it alone, please make sure you go back to what you were doing before, right? Because what happens is some people that maybe have been following Couch to 5K and just reduce their heart rate find they start to regress. And I don't want anybody to do that. Or if you go out currently and run for 30 minutes, 20 minutes or 40 minutes, please continue to do that, but don't reduce your heart rate. Just do what you were doing before, okay? Because as I said, we get emails from people months later that didn't join our course. They simply generically reduced their heart rate and they started to go backwards. And I don't want that to happen to anybody, okay? So mistake number 1 is failing to focus just on one thing. Number 2, accountability. I can't go on enough about accountability and the absolute importance of it, right? And I think we touched on this when we very first met. And isn't it weird? Although we set the Facebook group up, it seems like a lifetime that we've been hanging out together. But we did our opening ceremony just last Sunday, which was 8 days ago by my reckoning. And in that opening ceremony, I actually said, we are not the best running coaches in the world, right? But the reason why we get such amazing results for people is A, we believe in you. And when we believe in you and you start to believe in yourself, there's like, it's infectious and it ripples through our Slow Members Facebook group. So we believe in our members, but we also make them highly accountable. That is why we get results. And I don't want to give you a list of all the results that we've got, because I've uploaded a couple of success stories and I will continue to do so. But the results that we get for our members are absolutely life-changing, right? But it's because of the accountability that we put in place. So again, going forward, right, you started to establish a routine, but you need to start thinking about what will you do to keep yourself accountable. Because I can see that loads of you have said, oh my God, the group has worked brilliantly. Loads of you haven't fancied going out for a run. You've checked in with this pop-up Facebook group and you've gone, oh my God, I feel totally inspired. I want to get out now. And you've said that you feel accountable with this Facebook group, but you need to think about what you're going to do going forward to keep yourself accountable too, okay? Remember, we did those running plans, and hopefully, as well as uploading it in here, you should have a hard copy on your fridge to help keep you accountable, but you need to put other things in place to add to that, right? And I touched on, I just want to share things that we do with our slow runners, because it might give you a little light bulb moment of things that you can do. So we've got a Facebook group just like this, filled with inspirational females, all different ages, all different sizes, all different experience. We call ourselves the Booty Fit Family. For accountability, we've got a Facebook group, right? We also have running pods. So we put members, live all different places over the country, just like you girls said that you do in the chat box here. But we put people into smaller pods of like 3 or 5 females so they can help keep each other more accountable. And some people communicate via WhatsApp. Some people talk on the phone. Some people become friends and go and stay at each other's houses for Christmas. Nicola, when she was just a member before she started working with us, she'd never met anyone in her accountability pod. But she was doing the virtual London Marathon in Hertfordshire, and one of her accountability pod that she gelled with flew from the Highlands in Scotland to come and meet her at the finish line. So we have accountability pods, obviously, if you want, where friendships are formed as well, okay? We also get our members to upload their weekly plans. And I've mentioned that when you first join for the first 12 weeks, we get you to upload every run you've done in our membership site every 2 weeks. And it doesn't matter if you said you're going to go out once a week and you upload 1 run a week, that's fantastic. But we just want to see your uploads to make sure that you're getting it done and to make sure that you feel accountable to something, okay? And then we do live calls every 2 weeks. So we help guide you, coach you, have a Q&A session, right? All of these accountability measures are what get the results for our members, okay? And something we do, and it works really, really well, this probably helps our members more than anything, and it's called hashtag 500 runs challenge, right? And you might be able to use it yourself. So what you do is when you sign up, you print off or you get a card like this, hard copy, and you put it on your fridge or somewhere visible. And every time you go out for a run, you come back and you tick a box off so everyone in your family can see exactly what you're doing to keep you on track, right? But then you also upload your run into our membership site. And when it's uploaded, you get a virtual green tick come up, which is addictive. And then when you hit various milestones, we send you t-shirts. So the first milestone that we have is 50 runs, right? So we send t-shirts, sweatshirts, different colors, different things, but this is the first t-shirt that members get. And as I say, this definitely helps with the accountability factor, okay? We also do real life meetups. So although we, obviously by my accent, you can tell I'm down south, we're in Watford, we're meeting, I think there's maybe 60 of us, 70 of us meeting up in Manchester in April. Because we've got some members doing a marathon relay, so they'll be running 10K, 6 miles each, roughly. We've got some members running a marathon, and then loads of others not doing anything, but just going along to support. So we all meet up on the Saturday afternoon and have a few drinks and get to know each other. We go and spectate on the Sunday, and then we go out for dinner on the Sunday night. And then last year we did, like myself and Shelley did like a road trip. So we went to 4 different places over the UK to meet up with groups of runners. And we're hoping to do a retreat over the coming months as well. So again, to help with your accountability, although it's virtual, there's ways to meet up with people. We also have a map. So you put your pin in the map when you join and you see who's living locally so you can meet up. And we also do monthly challenges, okay, just to put the thumb back into it and make sure you're accountable. So you need to think about going forward, what are you going to do in addition to your running plan? What else are you going to do to make sure that you stay accountable? Okay. Number 3 is my favorite word when it comes to exercise, right? It's all about consistency. And I want you to really listen. You can even close your eyes and listen to this slide, right? Because I'm talking to you when I say this, all about consistency. It says, if you quit now, you'll end up right back where you first began. And when you first began, you were desperate to be right where you are now. Keep going. It's all about consistency. And at Booty Fit, consistency is key. Consistency is so much more important than intensity. Consistency is what will get you the results. Because how often, just ask yourself this, how often do you currently stop and start with running? Stop and start, stop and start, stop and start. It's like snakes and ladders constantly going up and down and not getting anywhere fast, isn't it? Because we know that life has a habit of getting in the way. Curveball balls will be thrown at you. Like work will get busy and there will probably be some stress in your life. Family will have demands on you. You could look now and say, it's too dark or too cold. And then in the summer, it's too light and it's too hot. There's always a reason why we shouldn't do something, but we need to be consistent. And I just want to tell you, ladies, that as you've come this far, now, today, now is your time, okay? Now is your time. Because I do think as females, we also, I don't know if you agree or not, put it into the chat box because Nicola and Shell and everyone else will see it, but females have got a habit of putting everybody else first. Husbands, wives, children, grandchildren, colleagues, bosses, neighbours, always putting themselves first, right? But you have a responsibility, a personal responsibility to look after your future you. And also you can't help anybody. You can't pour from an empty cup, can you? So it's all about being consistent. Number 4, quick and easy one, because not everyone's into it, is nutrition. Nutrition, I keep saying about it, but it does play a part, and it isn't just for weight loss, right? It's not for weight loss, but if you want to improve your running, having a better diet, not perfect, but having a better diet will give you the fuel to run. They'll give you the energy to run, so you'll end up enjoying running more, okay? It obviously helps you to feel happier, gives you more energy, helps you live longer, and reduces the risk of getting disease. So nutrition has to play a part. And then the final one, which is one that people really don't think about, and that is knowing your reason why. Knowing your reason why. Why do you want to run? And if you remember back when you first joined this Facebook group, I put a post in asking why you wanted to run, just to plant a seed, right? And lots of people say, I've always wanted to run, I want to get fit, I want to go out and stuff like that. But there's a much more deep-rooted reason why that you probably don't even know at the moment. But when you uncover that reason why, I guarantee that you will become unstoppable. Remember when I did that session on mindset last week? And I know my reason why. I know why I started exercising. Because I had crippling OCD and anxiety as a child, and I don't ever want it to come back. That is my reason why. That's why I started exercising from a very early age, right? So we get our members to gradually uncover their reason why. But when you know what your why is, I guarantee that every single thing else will fall into place, okay? But what I also wanted to do is we've gone through those 5 mistakes that people make, but I also want to explain the reason why I got into slow running, because it might help you with your reason why too, okay? So this is why I got into slow running. It isn't just because I wanted to take it easy, right? But all my life, I've exercised all out. I used to be a competitive swimmer as a child. I played competitive squash until my mid-20s. Always used to go to the gym, and I wouldn't come out until I could wring my t-shirt out. I used to be a personal trainer. I had a boot camp business, and then I became a runner. So I always exercised and given it, go hard or go home. That was my mentality. But then things started to change, and I gradually started to fall out of love with running. So I was still running, but I stopped loving it, right? And that struck a chord with me. And at the time, I was mid-40s. I had to have a hysterectomy. So I started going through the menopause, and everything started changing for me, right? And as I say, I was still running, but my mojo started to dwindle. I wasn't enjoying it as much. And then I looked at our members and I thought, it's exactly the same with them. Their mojo's dwindling. They're missing out on sessions. They're stopping and starting. They're doing this snakes and ladders thing. And I don't think we should be doing that, right? And then people are becoming more injured from running. So I see in here as well, shin splints, plantar fasciitis, sore hips, sore knees, back problems. And while I didn't have any specific injuries, I had niggles, my knees ached, my back felt sore. And whereas in my 30s, I'd go for a run and come back and I was ready for the day and fired up and energized, I would come back from a run and I was feeling tired. I wanted to sit down and relax for the rest of the day. And I was constantly hungry, right? So all in all, the progression stopped. And I just got to the stage where I wondered if there was another way. Because as I got older, I know that I need to guard my mental health. I know that it's so important to exercise as I get older. So I started to contemplate if there was another way, okay? And this was around lockdown. And I am terrible. Gosh, I really should know this because it's a moment in history. But was lockdown 2 or 3 years ago? I really don't know, right? But obviously we had, whenever it was, 2 or 3 years ago, I know it was in March, right? But I forget which year. We had more time on our hands. So Shelley and I found out everything about slow running, right? So I did loads of research into the menopause and I qualified to become a menopause coach. And then we read every book, thick, boring books about slow running, boring, but really informative, okay? We did courses, joined membership sites, listened to podcasts and found out everything that we needed to know. But then we needed to test it. So as well as myself and Shelley following a slow running program, we got our runners from our running club and we split them. So we got 50% of them to join a slow running program. And then we got the other 50% to join a more traditional running program. You know, there would be things in there like sprint sessions, recovery runs, hill sprints, longer runs. So traditional and 50% doing a slow running program. And the results that we got from both of these totally speak for themselves, right? So this is what we found from testing it ourselves as well, okay? We push too hard too soon when it comes to running. So we need to build up our aerobic engine first. But what we tend to do is just go straight to working in a totally different energy system, and we go straight to working in our anaerobic zone, right? So we're failing to build up the foundations, and yet we do this in loads of other disciplines. So if you wanted to go to the gym and lift weights, can you imagine if I said, yeah, just go in there, see what the most muscly bloke is doing in there and follow him? How would that work out for you? If you lifted the heaviest weights possible, you would probably lose your mojo because you would find it so hard and you would injure yourself. So you wouldn't do that. You would build the foundations up first, wouldn't you? But yet when it comes to running, nobody seems to do this because there's not much information out there as to how to do this correctly, right? And it's exactly the same. When I was trying to become a PT, my tutor said it's exactly the same as a house. You can live in the most amazing house in the world, but if the structure, if the frame, if the bit underground isn't built properly, that house isn't going to last forever, okay? So it's all about building your foundations first. Because when we work anaerobically and work too hard too soon, we burn carbs and sugars, right? And when we burn carbs and sugars, yes, it leads to cravings and eating more, but also we can't sustain it. If you're burning carbs and sugars, you can't keep running. So it's really hard to start upping your distances. That's why people struggle, right? And you also put stress on your body. So when you're working your anaerobic energy system, you put stress on your body physically and hormonally. So physically, this guy got a group of runners to run around a track, and he was looking at their gait. So basically their movement patterns, right? And when they were slow running, their gait was really good. But as soon as they went from slow running and started working anaerobically, they were more inclined to compromise their gait, and in turn injure themselves. And then hormonally, we release more cortisol. As we get older, over the age of 45 or so, we naturally start to release more cortisol anyway, which is the stress hormone. And obviously there's benefits of releasing the stress hormone, but we don't want to release too much, because if we release too much, I think we mentioned it in the week, this can be responsible for you holding on to fat and excess weight, especially around your middle, okay? But when we get it right, and when we start to take the intensity down, we start to use our slow twitch muscle fibers, and our slow twitch muscle fibers make us stronger, right? So around our joints, so we're less likely to injure ourselves, and it's exactly what we need to do if we want to start increasing the distance, okay? But this isn't just by reducing your heart rate, it's by following an intricate system. It has to be exact, so you've got a tailor-made plan to follow, okay? But when you get it right, you start to burn fat. So it's great if you want to maintain your rate, or it's good if you're looking to lose weight as well. And the weirdest thing that people can't get their head around is if you slow down in the correct measure with the correct program, ultimately it can make you a faster runner. Sounds weird, doesn't it? But there was an American guy, and he got over 200 people, and he put them on a slow running program for 12 weeks. They did nothing but slow ran to a bespoke program, an individual program, okay? And after the 12 weeks, they all went and did their local park run, which is a 5K run. And then once they put slow running aside, 79% of them got a PB. So their fastest 5K time after running slowly for a 12-week period, okay? Then for myself and Shelley, like for me, I absolutely love running. It is no longer a chore. And I don't want to get like deep with you because I can be quite deep and I'm quite free-spirited, right? But like lots of our runners say that when you get into running, it's absolutely nothing to do with running. When I go out running today in Watford, the skies were blue, there was not a cloud in the sky, the temperature was perfect, right? And when I run, it's about having a journey with myself, okay? It's not about increasing my times necessarily, it's about getting to know me. It's about feeling grateful for everything around me. And although I live in Watford, which is a built-up town, there's loads of nature around here, and it gives you the opportunity to appreciate everything that's around you, okay? So I now, since I've been slow running, beginning of lockdown, 2 or 3 years, I can't remember, but I totally love running again. Without changing my diet, when I first started doing it, I think it was in about 8 weeks, I lost 10 pounds and 3% body fat. And Shelley lost 7 pounds and 2.5% body fat. And also, as I say, your pace will increase. So once we'd been slow running for a certain period, probably 10, 12 weeks, we went out for a regular 5K run. And my pace increased by 2 minutes and 18 seconds per mile. So I was running 2 minutes, 18 seconds per mile quicker. And Shelley, who started after me, but is highly competitive, and lots of you will probably find out, her pace improved and she was 2 minutes 48 seconds quicker. And we can see this because everything is measured, right? I'm slapdash and I'm not interested in the metrics, but if you're more geeky, Shelley's geeky and likes a spreadsheet and a gadget, you can see this, right? So basically, when she went back to normal running and did a 5K, she was almost 9 minutes faster after slow running. I don't crave carbs, but I think we covered that. And also, not that I suggest this, but I trebled my distances. So if you're looking to increase your distance, you need to do it on a slow, gradual increment, okay? But again, I had time on my hands because it was lockdown. So I was normally running 20K a week, and I thought, I'm just going to test it out. And I ran out and ran 60K and did 60K the following week as well, injury-free, and felt great, okay? And now I don't do lots of longer runs. Loads of our members do, I don't. My preferred distance is I like a nice 10K, 6 miles, okay? But when we do longer runs on a Sunday, the thought of going out for a 15-miler used to fill me with dread, whereas now I genuinely look forward to it. It's like going out for an adventure, okay? So ladies, hopefully that has given you some understanding about slow running, what to do and the benefits of it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to announce the prize winner, and this person gets a free space on our slow running course. Okay, and all we do is we go to Facebook, and Facebook is really, really good. You just pull a report off and it tells you who got the most engaged, and normally you just see one person at the top and we give them the free space. But it wasn't that easy this time, because everybody seemed to be absolutely on fire and everybody got totally engaged, right? And we're like that, oh my gosh. So there were 10 names that were almost neck and neck. So what we did is we got those 10 names, put them into a hat, and we picked one of those names out, right? And the person that we picked out the hat that gets the free space on our slow running course is, drum roll, Jackie McLanahan. Jackie McLanahan. So Jackie, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. There's a round of applause for you, Jackie. I don't even know if you're here, okay? But what you'll need to do is, if you send Shelley an email at info@bootyfitrunningclub.co.uk, then she'll tell you exactly how you claim your free space, okay? But yeah, well done to everybody. And as I say, there was 10 names right at the top, and we just picked Jackie's out of the hat, okay? So ladies, what are we going to now? Course details on schedule. So firstly, I said there was a bonus to people that joined live. If you're one of the first 5 people that join our slow running course, you will get a free 30-minute coaching call with me. And you don't have to have it straight away. In fact, we suggest that you don't, but you can have it at any period, at any time throughout your 12-week program, right? And we can discuss whatever you want to about your running journey, mindset, fueling for runs, training plans, etc., whatever you want to discuss. But that's only for the first 5 people, okay? And then everybody that joins in the first 48 hours, so everybody that joins by Wednesday at 8 o'clock, you will qualify for 2 extra bonuses, right? And one of those bonuses is a free food plan. And the reason why we've put that there is lots of people, when they uploaded their food plan, they went, oh, I need some inspiration. I eat the same boring foods week in and week out. I want to lose weight. I don't know what I should be eating. So we wanted to offer this because, as I said, we've been helping females lose weight for longer than we've been running, okay? And we've been running for a lot of years, right? So with this free food plan, it's a 7-day food plan, and we guarantee that you will lose 4 to 7 pounds in 7 days when you follow it. But not only that, the large majority of females that follow it say they sleep so much better and they have so much more energy, right? And with this food plan, it basically guides you through everything. So you get loads of recipes, but you will know exactly what you're doing for the 7-day period. So you will know what breakfast, lunch, dinner, what snacks you're eating, what drinks, what movement you have to do. It will all be laid out for you, but it comes with a guarantee of feeling amazing and losing 4 to 7 pounds, okay? And just to let you know, lots of people say afterwards, do you cater for? And the answer is yes. So we have a food plan for meat eaters, right? We have a food plan for vegetarians, and we have a food plan for vegans as well. So we can cater for different people, okay? And then in addition to that, we're going to offer you a foam rolling workshop. So lots of you have said, oh, you know what, my calves hurt, my knees are hurting, I've got little niggles, I've got injuries. And for any of you that don't know, foam rolling is a way of it's like self-sports massage that you can do at home. So you don't need to go anywhere, but we're going to send you a workshop that you can do in the comfort of your own home. And it's like self-sports massage that if you do it before and or after a run, start to do it regularly, and I guarantee it will really, really help those niggles, okay? So join by Wednesday, 8 o'clock for the food plan and foam rolling workshop, okay? What is the next? So the slow running course, right? You obviously get added to a Facebook group. So you come out of this pop-up Facebook group and you'll go into a Facebook group with all of our existing members. And some of them have been slow running with us for a long time, but I guarantee that they will bend over backwards to help you. But then in addition to that, you will get everything you need in a membership site, right? So you can access the membership site and there'll be a series of videos that will help guide you through exactly what intensity you need to work out. There'll be a flow chart that takes you through it all. There'll be videos showing you how to warm up and cool down. and there'll be metrics to gauge improvements, and they'll tell you exactly when to measure. And as I say, this may not be for everybody, right? The actual, like, looking at the metrics, I'm not as bothered by the metrics, whereas Shelley loves it, always looking at stuff on her watch, right? But you know, before I started slow running, and I'm a personal trainer, used to be a personal trainer, okay? I would measure if I was improving by if I ran faster or further. Whereas now I look and think, well, I could have just been putting more pressure on my body. Whereas when you follow a slow running program, you've got actual metrics that you can see exactly how much you're improving. So there's videos in there showing you what affects your heart rate, what you can do to stabilize it. There's videos on mindset, because lots of people need help with that. Equipment, running form, techniques, food, breathing, best ways to measure heart rate. Basically, this course creates an individualized, bespoke training plan depending on your goals. So whether you just want to go out twice a week and establish some consistency, or whether you want to run a marathon, or whether you want to help your mindset, or whether you want to lose weight, it will design a bespoke, tailor-made program for you, okay? Of course, you can try and do it alone, but in my experience, every single person needs a coach, don't they? If you look at the most successful sports people in the world that are better than anybody else, they still have a coach. Everybody needs a coach. If I look at areas of my life, not for running, but I have coaches for various things that I want to improve on in my life currently, right? And you can do the hard work yourself, or you can just let us do it for you. So obviously we've all got the internet now. You can find stuff on the internet, and there's some really good stuff that you can find, and lots of the stuff is really questionable, because obviously anybody can upload what they want on the internet now. So you can just let us do the hard work for you, right? Because with us, there is no guesswork. You literally go into the membership site and you follow the step-by-step process, okay? So ladies, we're nearly done, but it's all sounding a bit intense. So I just want to remind you that we are about having fun, right? Because remember, when you join the challenge, it's called How to Fall in Love with Running, okay? So we want to make sure that everybody has fun. So we do monthly challenges. So we'll be doing our scavenger hunt, our annual scavenger hunt soon. And you can live anywhere in the world. We put you into virtual pods of 3, right? And you have to go out in your virtual pods and find items before any other team does. And if you win, you start to win prizes. And it's a really good way to get to know other members, right? We're planning this for a few months' time. I think it may be after the summer. Shelley would have to confirm it, Kay. But we did these Booty Fit virtual races. And again, it's all virtual. You can be anywhere in the world, but you sign up to a 10K, half marathon or full marathon. And we send you your race numbers, and you wear a Booty Fit t-shirt. And then before the big day, we set up like a pop-up Facebook group. We did a warm-up with a professional dancer. Everyone went out and did their runs, uploaded Facebook Lives while they were running. And then at the end of the day, we all got on Zoom together and did like a warm-down session with a yoga instructor. And then we had a leaderboard. And it's not about being competitive, but it's just helping with that accountability, okay? Beginning of lockdown, we did a team marathon to put people into teams of 4, the rainbow for the lockdown. And then, as I say, we do the 500 runs challenge, and here's some of our members getting their hashtag first t-shirt, their 50 runs challenge, okay? But as I say, it has to be about fun. And then we've got the Booty Fit map that I mentioned. So when you join, you put your pin to the area that you live in, and you can see what other members live in your area. So you can arrange to meet up for park runs, meet up for coffee, do whatever you want. Again, we always say a Booty Fit, a stranger is just a friend that you haven't met. So there's loads of opportunities to meet people as well. Okay, so ladies, we are nearly done. I need to have a very quick swig of water, and I want you to put in the chat box, how are you feeling? Because I need a drink of water. I probably know how you're feeling now, because we ask for feedback on these things, right? And we normally hear one of 2 things. Some people at this stage think they can go it alone. They've had 2 weeks of getting out running, they're living the dream, they're enjoying it, and they think they can go alone. And I'm always about being positive and motivating, but I just want to say that 98, 99% of you will not do it alone, because if you could do it alone, you wouldn't have joined this Facebook group in the first place, okay? And I know lots of you probably think, oh, I've taken my heart rate down a little bit. I know how my foot lands. I know exactly what I'm doing. But we've only touched the tip of the iceberg. And what it reminds me of is, Shelley said this to me, it's like going into a bookshop and getting a big fat book, turning it on its back, reading the synopsis, putting it back, walking out the shop and feeling like you've read the book. You haven't, you've just read the overview. And that's all we've done so far. There's so much more to learn. So you become somebody who loves running for life, okay? And then other people say at this stage, oh my God, I felt really excited, but I felt like a little bit overwhelmed and I was really questioning whether I was good enough or not. And this is where self-doubt starts to creep in, isn't it? And people start thinking, my God, I didn't finish the tasks. I don't know whether I can join the program. Am I too old? Am I too young? Am I too fat? Am I too thin? Am I too experienced? Am I too inexperienced? And whatever two you're saying to yourself, I just want to remind you, ladies, that every single female is welcome, because we have a massive, massive cross-section of different abilities of females in our group with different goals. Okay, so this is the last slide. What if, again, because we always get asked this afterwards, what if you can't make the live trainings that we're going to do, or you're injured, or you're busy right now, work might be busy, you might be on holiday, but you want to do this at a later date? Or what about if you want to, and you need to go back over everything? Okay, it's no problem, because once you join, you will have lifetime access to the membership site and you can refer to it whenever you want to. It's a 12-week course and it starts on Wednesday, the 8th of February, which is not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, so 9 days away, right? And what this means is you'll have access to the membership area on this date, and you'll have access to the membership, the Facebook group on this date, but you don't have to start on this date. If you're busy, you do not have to start then, but obviously if you've got time, we recommend to strike while the iron's hot, okay? So the nitty gritty, the cost, it's a 12-week course, it's £119, right? And I know because people always tell us we could charge so much more than £119 because we give you so much great content, but we also get great results for you. But myself and Shelley are passionate about helping as many females feel better about themselves as possible. So we try and make it as accessible as we possibly can for people, right? So if you break it down, £119 over 12 weeks is about £1.30 a day, right? And it's a results guaranteed program. So if you don't get the results, we just give you your money back. Thing to remember before we go into the Q&A is we have a cut-off date, right? And you'll learn that Shelley is very black and white with cut-off dates because we need to get everyone ready to go into the group. So you have to join by Monday, the 6th of February, which is a week today at 8 o'clock in the evening, okay? And the link to join is https:// no, I'm joking. That's the link, but obviously you can't click on it. So Shelley will put it in the chat box. If you click on that link, and then you can reserve your place on the course, okay? But I'm just going to stop this and then I'm going to go to the Q&A. So if I stop sharing